welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to have this girly talk with you today. If you don't know already, I am 20 weeks pregnant. I just love coming on here and sharing the things that have worked for me, the things that I have learned throughout my pregnancy. This is in no way medical advice or professional advice as far as fertility and like how to get pregnant, how to avoid getting pregnant. It is simply just kind of like sister talk, what I did, how I proved to myself that tracking my cycle on a period app and tracking my symptoms worked for me. Thank you so much for being here. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, or enjoy your drive if you're listening in. If you are new, please consider subscribing. We have a great time over here, all of us girlies. We would love to have you a part of our family here on YouTube. And if you're returning, I love you so much. Thank you for being here again. So let's get started. So on my channel, I've been talking a lot about my pregnancy and just about like day-to-day life. However, I haven't really touched on my fertility approach prior to making the decision of having a baby. So I want to talk birth control, I want to talk hormones, I want to talk all of those things from just an everyday person, again, not a professional or anything like that, just sharing my experience. So my husband and I have been married now, it will be 5 years in a couple of weeks. It wasn't until this past May that we actually got pregnant. So all of those 4 years, 4.5 years, whatever that is, didn't want kids. We wanted to enjoy each other's company, and the way we did it was just the natural method. What that really means is,
I don't know what's appropriate for YouTube, like how much detail can I describe to you? However,
I was never on birth control. Let's just start there. I was never on birth control for the entire time of being married. And even prior to that, in my young adult years, teenage years to early and mid 20s, I got married at 25. So in my very early 20s, I wasn't on birth control either, simply because I didn't feel comfortable messing with my hormones like that. There was a time I remember I did play soccer in high school, and I remember I would have irregular periods around freshman year. I remember going to the doctor with my mom, and the doctor just immediately saying like, oh, she's an athlete, okay, let's put her on birth control. Didn't really ask many questions. I just remember telling them like, oh, I feel like I'm not really regular. Sometimes I get my period and then sometimes I forget about it. You know what though, like at that age, I wasn't really even entirely sure how often I was getting my period. I wasn't really tracking. I was 15, I was just having a good time, playing soccer, being a high school student. The doctor immediately was like, oh, let's just put her on the pill. Your insurance covers it, blah, blah, blah. I remember my mom and I being like,
okay, I guess
if we need to do that, we need to do that. Looking back, it probably wasn't really a problem. I probably wasn't as irregular as I even thought. Like, what did that even mean for me back then? I was on the pill maybe for less than 6 months. I think all I lasted was 6 months. It was like too much work to take the pill and just remember to do that. And this was, again, 15 years ago now, because I was like 15 years old. That was the only time I was ever on birth control in my whole life. I did not like it. I don't think I even was able to experience any negative side effects because of it, because it was just such a short amount of time that I was on it. So I guess that's a plus. I never was interested in looking into any other type of birth control. It was just my personal choice. So fast forward, back in the beginning of the year in March, my thing was the day I turned 30, I'm cool with us trying for a baby. That was March 7th of 2022. For anybody wondering how we kind of did it, I don't know if you've heard of the pull-out method. My husband isn't a fan of any other type of things you would put on yourself if you're a male, you know what I mean? He didn't like any of that, I didn't enjoy any of that. I would just do the pull-out method paired with the rhythm method. I have a whole video about that, but tracking your cycle, knowing when you're fertile, like knowing your fertile window, when you're ovulating, learning the 4 phases that come with the cycle, like luteal, follicular, menstrual, ovulatory phase. There's like 4, right? I knew on the days that I was fertile, we were like, no, like let's just avoid it altogether, or let's just make sure we pull out. We were not trying to have a baby, like yet, you know? That kind of comes down to a personal preference, like how much discipline do you want to have? This is what I can tell you. Well, the day I turned 30, it was March 7th. That next cycle where I was fertile in March, just like let it be. I did warn him these are the days. We didn't really make it happen on those days, but like close to that window of my fertile window, didn't get pregnant. The next month, it was April. Again, really close to the fertile window. I want to say even maybe in the last days of the fertile window where it's like score 1, which is like not super probable either for you to get pregnant. We had intercourse on that day, on those days, and didn't get pregnant. So it was like, wow, you know what, this works. And then finally we were like, okay, now let's get serious. In May, this is our shot. We gotta shoot to score this month, because if we want a February baby, this is our month. May 20th, guys, that was my highest score. It was a score of 10 on my fertility scale. Went for it.
got pregnant, like immediately.
Clockwork, so crazy. I do think that not being on birth control for over 15 years, really ever, I don't really count the 6 months that I was on birth control, helped to do it on the first try. If you're somebody watching and you've been on birth control, this is not like a video to condemn that at all. This is just me sharing with you like how it happened for me. I have plenty of girlfriends who have been on the pill, arm one, the ring, the IUD. Again, it's your body, you decide what's best for it. And I do know once you're off of it, it just might look different for everybody's body to regulate back to their normal hormones, back to the normal like fertility. For some people it might take longer, maybe years for your body to regulate, for you to learn your natural cycle of when are you fertile, when are you ovulating, all of those things. And for some people, I think that they can go right straight to being able to have a baby straight off after birth control. There is no wrong answer. It's really, what do you want to do with your body? How do you want to do your family planning? This is just me sharing a testament of having that fertile window tracked so meticulously and it working. I did not get pregnant if it was not in my fertile window, especially on day 10. 9 or 10 is the day you want to shoot for if you do want to get pregnant. And if you do not want to get pregnant, just avoid it like the plague, because it is science. For my next baby, I want to have an April baby and then a May baby to just cover like the first 5 to 6 months of the year. With birthdays for my family, so like my husband, January, baby's February, I'm March, May or April for the other ones. Birthday focus, and then have summer like off to just chill and go on vacations and stuff like that. And then the latter months of the year, just focus on holidays and all of those things. That's obviously my ideal plan, and it worked for my February baby. So pretty confident I can continue to plan this way. I'm not sure what my period will look like once I do have my baby and then postpartum. That'll be interesting. That'll be a whole nother journey I'll bring you guys on. Basically, that's it. This might be a quick video, but I just wanted to put it out there, how it all happened, how we successfully got pregnant on the first try, and how we successfully avoided being pregnant for when we didn't want to be pregnant for like 4.5 years until we were ready. So if you like this video, please like, leave a comment if you want, subscribe. We would love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.